Ready for a deep dive into something pretty cool.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Perfect.
What are we looking at today?
Today, we're going to be exploring whispers on the wind when birds take flight.
Okay, so we're talking birds.
We are, but this is more than just your typical bird book.
Okay, so it's not just like field guide stuff, right?
No, not really. It actually uses these amazing creatures and the wind, kind of like metaphors.
Metaphors, interesting.
Yeah, it weaves in these really fascinating themes about nature and about life, resilience, and what it means to be human.
That sounds right up our alley.
Definitely. There's a lot to unpack, so let's just jump right in.
Sounds good. Where do we begin?
Well, right from the start, the text just grabs you. Like literally, you're just pulled in by this vivid imagery.
Yeah, I remember being really struck by that when I first read it. Those descriptions are something else.
Totally. It's like you're thrown right into the middle of the scene of birds taking flight.
Wings beating in rhythm with the wind, dancing through the clouds. It's almost like they're painting the sky with their movements.
It really does feel like this incredible symphony of nature, right?
Absolutely. And the way the text emphasizes the interconnectedness of everything, like the wind's this invisible force weaving together all of life into this giant tapestry.
Yeah.
It makes you really stop and think about that delicate balance that exists in nature.
And it makes you wonder, what does this interconnectedness mean for us humans? I mean, when we see this balance in nature, how does that affect how we view our own lives?
That's a big question.
Definitely.
And I don't think there's an easy answer.
True.
But the book does make us think about it.
It does. Okay, so let's try to unpack that a little. One of the things Whispers on the Wind really focuses on is this idea of birds as messengers.
Messenger?
Yeah, like they carry stories on their wings.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Tales of migration and survival, love and loss, freedom, resilience.
Oh, that reminds me, there was this one specific detail in the book that really got me thinking. The image of birds carrying seeds.
Oh, yeah.
They're not just flying around, they're actually spreading life,
Right.
symbolizing new beginnings, the promise of renewal.
It's beautiful imagery, and it really highlights the cyclical nature of life, doesn't it? That constant back and forth between beginnings and endings.
Yeah, that ebb and flow.
That reminds me of this time I saw this huge flock of geese. They were migrating south for the winter.
Oh, wow.
And their flight, the way they used the stars to navigate, it was just breathtaking, honestly.
I bet.
Yeah, it really left me with this powerful feeling of, like, resilience, nature's ability to just endure no matter what.
It's amazing how when you tie that personal experience to the bigger picture, it really speaks to how much nature can impact us.
Yeah.
Our well-being.
Our well-being, definitely.
And there's actually a lot of research these days, like a growing body of it, that suggests that being in nature, observing its rhythms and cycles, can have a seriously positive impact on our mental and emotional health.
It's amazing how the text takes this concept of birds carrying seeds, something seemingly so simple, and connects it to these deeper ideas.
Right.
It's like the birds are whispering secrets to us, sharing ancient knowledge, and it's all carried on the wind.
It is like that idea of whispers of wisdom.
Exactly.
The text seems to be saying that the wind itself holds this wisdom of the ancients, and it whispers to those who are willing to just, listen.
Yeah, that makes me wonder about how different cultures view birds and their symbolism.
Oh, that's a great point.
I mean, are there any specific cultural beliefs or stories that come to mind?
Oh, tons. Like, so many.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much symbolism different cultures attach to birds.
Like what?
Well, for instance, a lot of Native American cultures see the eagle as this symbol of strength
Right.
and spiritual connection.
Makes sense.
And then you have ancient Greek mythology, where owls represent wisdom and knowledge.
Of course.
So much of human history and storytelling, it's like interwoven with these creatures.
It's incredible how those ancient beliefs and stories are still relevant today. It makes you think about how long humans have been fascinated by birds, what they represent.
For sure.
But what about the science behind all of this? Does the research actually back up what Whispers on the Wind is saying about the positive impact of nature on our well-being?
It does. There's actually a ton of research showing that spending time in nature can reduce stress and improve our mood.
Wow.
Some studies even suggest it can boost cognitive function. So, while the book uses this beautiful poetic language, there's a real scientific basis to its message.
So it's not just a nice idea.
Exactly. It's something that's been studied and proven.
That's pretty amazing. I love how this deep dive is like weaving together the poetic, the cultural, and the scientific.
Yeah.
It makes the whole experience so much richer. But let's get back to Whispers on the Wind for a sec. The text goes on to make this really beautiful connection between bird flight and, well, the human experience.
Okay.
Our dreams, our aspirations, our ability to overcome challenges.
It is really powerful how it does that. And the book is so empowering in that way.
Yeah.
Like, it's telling us that each of us has this potential to soar to great heights.
Right.
And to make a real difference in the world. It's all about discovering that inner strength and resilience we all have.
It's like those birds are like living examples of what's possible.
I like that, yeah.
When you think about it, what are some of your personal dreams or aspirations that you connect with that image of birds taking flight?
For me, it's about pushing past my own limitations, getting out of my comfort zone, embracing the unknown.
Interesting.
That sense of exploration and discovery, that's what really resonates with me.
I love that. And Whispers on the Wind doesn't just stop at the literal interpretation of flight. It goes way deeper.
Oh, yeah. It dives into all these deeper meanings.
Birds as symbols of freedom, the importance of community working together,
Right.
the power of hope and resilience.
And even the transformative power of love.
Exactly.
It's like with each layer we peel back, we uncover this whole other level of richness and depth.
So what does this all mean then?
Yeah.
How can we take these insights from Whispers on the Wind and apply them to our own lives?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. It feels like this text is encouraging us to really pay attention to the natural world,
Yeah.
to find meaning and inspiration just by observing, to remember that we're part of something so much bigger than ourselves.
I think that is a key takeaway.
Yeah.
And maybe it's about realizing that we all have this potential for flight.
Okay.
In our own unique ways, of course.
Yeah.
Whether that's pursuing a dream we've had for a long time, standing up for what we believe in, or even just finding joy in those everyday moments.
There's also a really strong emphasis on community and protecting our planet.
Absolutely.
It's almost like this call to action, reminding us that we all have this responsibility to care for the Earth. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's a really important point. Whispers on the Wind seems to suggest that our individual journeys, they're connected to the well-being of the planet and everything on it.
You're right.
It's this reminder that our actions, even the small ones, have this ripple effect.
It makes you think
It does.
about the impact we each have
Yeah.
on the world around us.
Like we're all part of this massive symphony, right? Each of us playing our own little part.
Yeah.
And just as birds need the wind to carry them, we kind of depend on each other. Collaboration, cooperation, that sort of thing.
To reach our goals.
Exactly, to create a better future. It all goes back to that idea of interconnectedness.
It really does. It's amazing we've covered so much in Whispers on the Wind already.
Oh, right.
Like nature's symphony, birds as messengers, whispers of wisdom, the human connection. And it still feels like we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, there's just so much to unpack in this text, isn't there?
There is.
It really makes you think about your own life, your place in the world.
It does.
Like it pushes you to think about what you want to achieve, what you're scared of, what you hope for.
It's true. It's almost like Whispers on the Wind is giving us this framework, this way of understanding, not just nature, but like the entire human experience.
Yeah, with all its complexities.
It's wild, honestly. Who would have thought there was so much to discover just in the idea of birds taking flight?
It's true. I think it shows you the power of metaphor, finding meaning and inspiration in the world around us.
It does.
And speaking of inspiration, Whispers on the Wind also talks about the human spirit and the power of love to heal, to transform.
Yeah, that's a powerful message, especially with everything going on in the world these days.
It's definitely a good reminder that even when things are tough, there's still hope,
Always that chance for things to get better.
renewal, transformation.
And that we all have the strength inside us to get through hard times, like to overcome hardship and come out even stronger on the other side.
Like those birds we were talking about. They fly through storms, turbulent winds, but they still reach their destination.
Exactly. Speaking of journeys, it looks like our deep dive is coming to an end.
Already.
I know. But before we wrap up, I wanted to mention one last thing. The texts focus on wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah, like the wisdom of the ages, the secrets of the universe, the mysteries of life, all that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Whispers on the Wind doesn't necessarily give us all the answers,
Right.
but it gives us a starting point,
Okay.
a new way to look at the world, with fresh eyes, like this renewed sense of curiosity.
It's like an invitation to keep exploring, to keep asking questions,
Yeah.
to hold on to that sense of wonder.
Exactly. Whispers on the Wind is about embracing the unknown, finding beauty in those everyday moments, remembering that we're all part of something much greater than ourselves.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about paying attention, really being present,
Yeah, being mindful.
and letting those moments of inspiration just wash over us.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Whispers on the Wind, I keep coming back to this question from the text. It asks, if the wind could whisper a message just for you, what do you think it would say?
Ooh, that is a beautiful question.
To really listen to those whispers, both within ourselves and out in the world, what would it tell us if we really paid attention?
It's hard to say.
It is. But maybe it would remind us to embrace our potential, and to pursue our dreams with courage and determination, to make a positive impact on the world.
Or maybe it would just be a simple message
Yeah.
of hope and resilience, reminding us that even when things are hard, we can rise above, we can soar, we can find our way to a brighter future.
I love that. Whatever that message might be, I encourage everyone listening to keep exploring the ideas we talked about today.
Yeah.
And pay attention to the natural world. You never know what whispers of wisdom you might find.
You never know what heights you might reach when you allow yourself to fly.
It's amazing, isn't it? Thinking about everything we've talked about, it really makes you realize how much we can learn from nature.
It's true if we just take the time to look around us. I mean, really observe.
Right. Like, think about the birds. I was reading about the Clark's nutcracker
Oh, yeah.
and how they, cache thousands of seeds, pine seeds, I think, essentially planting entire forests just by doing their thing.
Wow. I didn't know that.
It's crazy. A perfect example of that interconnectedness.
Yeah, it is. One bird species having such a big impact on a whole ecosystem.
Pretty amazing. And it really makes you think about the impact we have on the world.
It really does. Like, our choices matter.
They do. It's like that quote, what we do to the web, we do to ourselves. It reminds me of what Whispers on the Wind is saying about community and protecting the planet.
Absolutely. Our individual journeys are definitely tied to the well-being of the planet. It's like a call to action, urging us to work together.
For a better future, a more sustainable future.
Exactly. And, while Whispers on the Wind doesn't shy away from the challenges, it definitely still offers hope.
Right. It reminds us that we each have the potential to make things better.
I think that's one of the most important things we can take away from this. It's not just about appreciating nature's beauty, it's about our role in it, taking responsibility.
I like that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Whispers on the Wind, I'm curious, what really stuck with you? What will you take away from this conversation?
For me, it's just that reminder to never stop being curious, to always be open to what nature has to teach us.
Beautifully said. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope this deep dive has inspired you to see the world in a new way. Until next time, keep listening.